Hey guys, Clumsy here, and welcome back to ATS. We had a silent trucking video with this truck yesterday, the Volvo VNL 2018 by Galimim and Frank Peru, and I absolutely love it. This is my favorite truck ever in ATS, and that's saying a lot. But yeah, I just love the modern look, and we'll take it for a spin now with commentary. Just finished having some tasty tacos here at this Mexican resto. We are currently at Omac, and we'll make our way through to Olympia, I believe. We are still in Washington, exploring the beautiful roads here. And we have EVR sounds with this, so I'll share more details as we go, alright? Anyway, let's start the engine. You guys have probably heard some pretty amazing sounds from the silent trucking video, but I haven't done enough of it yet. Absolutely love this truck. Everything, the exterior, the model, the interior, the computer dashboard, and now the sounds as well, thanks to EVR. So everything is just perfect. Let's go and check this. That's the one. So that would show fuel mileage, 7.4 mpg right now. Not too bad, I think. Alright. That sounds good. So for today's episode, we'll be doing a chill drive. Nothing fancy. And we will be doing some Q&As. Now, I don't have many updates, but actually maybe my update is that there seems to be a lack of update, if that makes any sense, from the trucking community. And it's normal, don't be alarmed. Things really have their seasonalities. Sometimes all the updates are coming in at once, sometimes everything is cooking at the same time. And right now I think many things are cooking at the same time. So SCS is working on their DLCs, working on their secrets. The modders are working on their respective projects and all that stuff. Oh man, that looks so good. You know what? Let's go for a full white trailer this time. Do I want to go for a double? Yeah, we can go for a double. A bit more twist there. Omac to Olympia. 19 tons of empty pallets to 81 miles. Yeah, let's take that. That sounds good. Should be at the back there. So yeah, it seems to be one of those days where everything is just cooking. So a lot of things are being developed, but nothing really clear. You know, the past couple of weeks we've had a lot of updates. Galimim had a streak on the Steam Workshop. EVR released his Ford F-Max sounds, but am I gonna hit this? No, cleared it. Good. But yeah, aside from that, not really a lot of happenings on the trucking world. Actually, if I remember correctly, even Chris commented on it that so one of our members in the community commented that there seems to be a lack of trucking videos, trucking content happening recently from, I guess, the YouTubers that he follows. And yeah, that would make sense because there's not much activity going on. At least from my point of view, I have not seen a lot of like Wowzers. Well, this is a Wowzers truck, but this has been out for quite a while. And the only major update for this truck is that it's now available in the Steam Workshop. But yeah, so don't worry, things will come. Things are happening in the background, and SCS is never sitting idle. They're always working on something new. It's just that everything is still in progress, so not a lot of content to be explored, new content explored right now. So, but yeah, we don't always need something new. Sometimes revisiting things, taking a second look, giving them time to appreciate them more, Because oftentimes when we get something new, we breeze through them and we don't give them enough love, if you get what I mean. Like we tend to not savor them. We just want to breeze through them, you know. That is especially true when there's like a DLC. Like we always want to discover all the cities and stuff like that, but it's seldom the case that people really absorb what they are driving. Like especially for me, I don't remember a lot of things from where I drive, and sometimes I must admit I kind of just drive through them for the sake of driving through them, but I don't really, how do you say, enjoy them too much. So this gives us a perfect time to savor the moment. Yeah, enjoy the little things. As you guys might know, I am really fond of. Ooh, beautiful shot right here. Let's take that for the screenshot. I'll do that later. And so yeah, no updates on my end. Couple of updated mods here and there, but nothing major from what I've seen. If you see anything, let me know, okay? And maybe we can check it out. Why is there no one here? Is my traffic enabled at all? That feels so weird, like something is playing pranks on me. Well, there is a train on our side and that looks super cool. I think I'll take a photo of that. You know what, let me take you for the photo because I might not be able to load that train anymore later. Oh, there is a bus behind us. It's just that this place, I guess, is not very famous, not very populous, if you call it that. Yeah, that one looks good actually. Speaking of trains, there has been an update in Train Sim World 2020, right? A lot of people are getting into it. I remember even Squirrel had a few episodes releasing. I cannot install it though. It takes 50 gigs to install Train Sim World, and I've installed it already. I've uninstalled it already, and I don't have space anymore because the opposite is true with other games. Like if in the trucking world, not so many updates have been happening. In everything else, in the simulation world, things have been happening. It's like they sucked out all the updates. So we have so many new games, or so many games having new updates. Like Elite Dangerous will be having their personal fleet carrier soon. Like being able to buy a massive ship. So people are trying to save up for that. Farming Sim recently had their Seasons update, right? The Seasons mod has been released. Train Sim World has had its 2020 update. So yeah, lots of things happening. And what else? Fernbus got its performance and physics update, as you guys might have seen in one of my videos. Tourist Bus Sim is in progress. It's not yet final, but it's in beta, the update, and I'm really waiting for that because we will get into that when it is live. We'll probably switch that over with Fernbus. But yeah, because of that, I have a lot of games installed at the moment and not enough space. Because I don't know, I have a 500 gig SSD and it's never enough. I don't know where the space goes, but yeah, the mods are really eating a lot of space. Is that a sailboat ahead of us? That looks pretty cool. Yeah, it is. That's a nice twist. I'm driving a bit fast here. But yeah, this truck is just absolutely amazing. It's the perfect modern American truck. If you're looking for a modern truck, this is the way to go. Granted, it's based from Frank Peru, and you might have seen the mod spotlight video of this before, a couple of versions ago. But yeah, I featured this in the mod spotlight video, and it is amazing. And it just makes it even more amazing now with the later updates, tweaks, new upgrades, new config options and stuff like that. But yeah, it always has been amazing looking, and now with EVR sounds as well, it's even more so. But yeah, so because it's Frank Peru based, it might not work for every PC. It might require a bit more, how do you say, juice. Your PC might need a bit more power, otherwise you might lag. So it's not the most optimized truck, not like Overfloater's Kenworth K100. But if your PC can handle this, then yeah, this is, I guess, the best you could go for in a modern truck. If you're looking for a classic, then this is definitely not it. But everything else, I think this works pretty good. Slow down here. I saw a 45 speed limit change coming up soon. There we go. Beautiful signage here. I love this place. Yeah, seems like not enough traffic though for some reason. Maybe the roads here have been intentionally left not as overflowing with cars. Maybe it's one of those places which is not it's the road less traveled, literally. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, that guy with the tipped over trailer, I feel bad for him. That will take quite some time to fix. But yeah, okay, so many updates with other games, not much updates in the trucking. But that's not going to stop us from taking chill drives and making Q&A videos. Alright, so let us start with the Q&A. And if you have updates for me, if you have suggestions of mods you want me to try, let me know. I can't promise to try them, but I will at least take a look. Anyway, on to the Q&A. Look at that cute little truck. Yeah, cute little trailer there. This is why I love ATS. Okay, all the traffic is here apparently. They were all bunched up here. Maybe there was a bottleneck, an accident ahead. I don't know. Yeah, but this is why I love ATS. It's just super smooth. Everything just looks amazing thanks to SAS's recent DLCs. And the truck mods are beautiful, as you can see. And everything is still smooth. Like, it still feels like vanilla in terms of performance, as long as you pick your mods right. The problem I see with ETS2 is there is a lot of clutter, because there is a huge modding community and not all mods are done the same. Of course, everyone is done by a different person, and so the quality will vary. The performance will vary, and if you add more and more mods, the chances of screwing up your game, like causing performance problems, stuttering and whatnot, is higher. So yeah, I think in ATS it's not that cluttered yet, so it's easier to keep a lean list of mods enabled and still have the best possible result. In ETS2 there are too many choices and it's so hard to resist. Okay, what I did for my ETS2 profile recently, Yahoo, is to remove most of the map mods. As amazing as they are, I cannot pinpoint which is causing the huge stutter in ETS2. So I removed all map mods except pro mods. I think I will even remove the Middle East add-on just to be on the safe side and stick to driving in pro mods. I mean, pro mods alone gives us so much space, and whenever we feel the itch to drive in Russia or wherever, that's when we enable those map mods again. But in the meantime, I'll leave them as is. Yeah, sticking to pro mods in the next ETS2 episode probably. And if you guys have suggestions on where to go, which truck to use, let me know, okay? So we just recently explored the Ficina Polska map in ETS2 with the RGL Scania. It's been a while, and if you want to continue with that Scania with the Pro Mods map, let me know and I will set up a similar truck. Or if you have another suggestion, let me know as well. Okay, but yeah, we are all looking forward to the next update from SES and from our amazing modders. But till then, hang tight and let's enjoy driving, and let's savor the simulator. Alright, this time really going into Q&A. So Jay, we still have Jay's questions here. And he has a lot of them. Thanks a lot, Jay. And if you have any questions on your own, feel free to ask them here in the comment section or in the Discord server. Leave them in the questions channel. Alright, his question goes, what is the first thing you notice when you meet a girl? Trick question. Careful what you answer about. Oh my goodness, I can answer this so many ways. Alright. Oh, look at this. Can we change topic? Nah, just kidding. Beautiful river there on the side. This is actually a very beautiful road. Have I been through this road before? Actually, one of the reasons why I chose this route was because I have not been through this road before, at least in this profile. So maybe this is the first time we're driving through it. Not really sure, but it is looking fabulous, isn't it? So, first thing I notice, well, of course, I noticed the face. The face is what makes all the difference. That might be a bit controversial. Some people prefer looking a bit like a few centimeters down the face, if you get what I mean. Let's not expound on that. But yeah, for me, I guess it would be the face. Because for practicality purposes, you want to recognize who you are talking to or who you are looking at. And if you don't look at the face, you don't recognize them. Technical answer. Am I safe? Because who knows? We never know when Mrs. Clumsy might chance upon this video, so I have to keep it safe. Nah, just kidding. Really, the face. In all honesty, you can see so much by just looking at the face. And I love looking at faces because the expression, the human expression, is just priceless. And this is actually, this is coming off at a real, like, how do you say, tangent here. Really, like, different topic but related. I remember watching The Lion King. See how I changed topics there. Safe, playing it safe. But I remember watching The Lion King, the new one, the super 3D animated film, and it looks so realistic. Goodness, it looks so real. It looks too real, in fact, that I did not enjoy it so much because it was too realistic. It felt too natural, National Geographic levels. Oh, this is one of those random events with traffic lights. Fancy. Beautiful sunset. What time is it? 6:11 in the evening. Figures. So yeah, it's The Lion King. I didn't really like it because it was too realistic, and the facial expressions were too animalistic in a way. And by animalistic, I mean they are not very expressive. They are too animal-like. Like, you can't tell when an animal is, well, you can in a bit or a little, but not as much as you can tell with a person. That an animal is like happy or sad or irritated or whatnot, like, which you can definitely tell with a person. All those facial expressions, and like when the animals were singing, they were like not really happy or not really passionate about what they were singing about. At least that's how it looked like, because it looked too real. Like, in reality, how would you? Oh, look at that! Texaco opening soon. That's nice. Like, in reality, how would you see like a dog singing, pouring his heart out, right? How would that look like? So it will not have much emotion in there. And that's how it looked like for Lion King for me. But yeah, that's a very off tangent topic. Let's stick to the face and let's leave it safe so I don't get into problems if ever Mrs. Clumsy gets into this video. Next question. What, when you're upset, do you like to be comforted or left alone? Yeah, that's a very good question. So you guys might know I am an introvert by nature, so I usually keep to myself. I'm a bit of a loner in a way. Like, I'm not anti-friends, but I like being alone. Like, you know what they say? Like, being alone does not mean you're lonely. some people just really prefer being alone and being really happy about it, not miserable, but just happy. Okay, what's happening here? Looks like there's an accident. Let's swerve to the left. Looks like they caught somebody. Yeah. Looks like they were in a car chase. Alright. So yeah, what would my answer be there? Probably in general, I would like to be left alone. I like to process things. Like, I'm not a really fast thinker. Like, I can respond fast, but I will, how do you say? I'm a very fickle-minded person. Like, I respond very fast, and oftentimes I regret that response. Because I think I was trained to respond as soon as I can, but I was not trained to think about that response so much. So oftentimes I would like go back on that response, like take it back, or regret that that's what I said, or think of a better way to have said it. Washing machine hype. Actually, I have to remember to remove that mod because I don't need that anymore. I've had confirmation from Drive Safely, author of Soundfixes mod, that he actually has modified that sound already, because the default from SES is a very loud beep, which is deafening. But Drive Safely, that's why I downloaded that mod to change the sounds and make it less irritating. And now it's very nice sounding, 35 tons, okay, but it's not realistic. Drive Safely sounds from Soundfixes mod has that same realistic beep, but not too loud, so that's good. So I think, if I can remember at least, to remove that. Remove Meatball's pass mod or something like that. That's how the beeps, that mod goes. So yeah, I like to be left alone. I don't like conferring with other people my problems. I like to settle them by myself, if possible. But recently that's been changing because that changed mainly when I got married. Yeah, when I married Mrs. Clumsy. So I was a loner, and I was a very independent person. Like, I don't think, well, until now I'm kind of still independent, but independent together with Mrs. Clumsy is what I mean. Look at beautiful look here as the sun sets and as the night comes. This lighting is just perfect. Goodness, love it. So now I confer with Mrs. Clumsy because that's what it takes that's how a relationship, that's what it takes for a relationship to work. There has to be constant communication. You have to be open to the other person. And granted, you probably won't be able to tell everything, but as much as you can, you should share, and you should tackle things together. An open line of communication is key to any relationship working out. And when I got married to Mrs. Clumsy, I did not understand that immediately. But through time, I got, you learn things through time. We've had fights, we've had troubles, and it was mainly because we didn't communicate well enough. We either assumed someone would think this way, or we thought that, you know what assuming does? Makes a what of you and me, yeah? And that is especially true with relationships. So that's what I learned. And so we try to keep an open line of communication, and so whenever we have problems, we like to share them with each other because we share the pain, we share the load. So we don't bear it alone, we share it with ourselves, and at the same time, for the joys, we share them as well, and we multiply that. I know there is like a saying for it, like dividing the pain and multiplying the joy when you share it with someone else, something like that, something along those lines. And that's definitely true, and we should actually learn to do that with other friends. That's something that we still have not learned so much. We are very much like we are still loners, but in our own right. And I guess it might have something to do with being in Singapore. We are not really in our element. We've never been really like acclimated. Like we don't have a lot of friends here. Most of our friends are still Filipinos. So we've not really opened up and become part of the community. So that's something that we have not yet done, but it's good, giving yourself alone time to process things, but then sharing that with others, your friends, to lighten the burden. That's a healthy thing to do, in my opinion. So that's my take on it. And it might not be the easiest. It might be embarrassing. It might be, I don't know, troublesome or something. But yeah, it's a very healthy thing to do. I think we have to be on the left side. Yes, we do. Beautiful roads here. I just love driving through here, anywhere. Just letting the GPS take me anywhere. Just having so much fun. I might do another silent trucking episode for this truck. I'm not sure if people like it as much as I do, but I love it, so I will share it. And that's the key. So yes, stay tuned for another silent trucking episode, because I absolutely love driving in these roads with this truck, and everything is just super chill. Anyway, thank you for the questions, Jay. I think we have time for one more. Okay. When do you feel most vulnerable? That's actually very related. So, when you open up your soul to someone else, that's not something that's easy for me to do, especially before. Now it's easier, as I mentioned, because I got used to. I learn as time goes by, and I'm married to Mrs. Clumsy. So we learn to share with each other. We learn how to share, we learn when to share, we learn how to open up, and we learn that we don't get judged by the other person when we share it. So you really have to learn how to share and open up and trust someone. But I guess that will be my most vulnerable moment, when you're like jumping off the cliff, like, oh, beautiful Kenworth factory there. Nice. It's a nice view. Where are we going anyway? Should be Olympia, right? Yeah, Olympia, Walmart. Drive safely. There we go. I was waiting for that. Drive Safely is so famous. He has an electronic board made up just for him. Okay, and I think we need to be on the right side. Actually, I'm not sure. No, straight and then turn off somewhere. Portland, probably. Yeah, so when I open up with someone, and usually I just open up with Mrs. Clumsy, so I don't feel that vulnerable anymore. But in the beginning, when I was not used to it, when I was trying or starting to learn how to do so, it really felt very like you were at the mercy of the other person, because you were bearing your soul, and they can, I don't know, judge you or make you feel bad or misplace that trust. They can do anything with it, and you just have to learn to trust someone enough to open yourself up to them. And now I'm getting really good at it with Mrs. Clumsy, and maybe even with you guys, right? I mean, you must, I don't know what you think, but I would say I don't have that much trouble anymore sharing my feelings, and I think that's what I do. That's what I do in these videos. I pour my thoughts and share it with you, and you can easily judge me. I mean, this is not the safest thing to do, sharing my thoughts on the internet for everyone to see. And I am opening up myself for a lot of judging, a lot of negative feedback, a lot of blowback, from whatever you call it. But yeah, that's what I do anyway, because I guess I've learned somewhat how to do it, and it depends. Like with Mrs. Clumsy, I know that I won't be judged and I can be myself. In here, I know that I will be judged, and I just have to be okay with that. Because if you open up yourself in the internet, then people can and will judge you. Of course, there are some people like this community, who are very open-minded and are very supportive. But there will always be people who will take it the wrong way or not think the same way and will get confrontational and stuff like that. Can I squeeze in? Thank you. And yeah, it will be messy at times, but yes, that's something that we have to learn. Because if you never open yourself up, then everything will just bottle up inside, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy for your mental state of mind. So if I can give one tip, that is to find someone to open up yourself to, and take the risk. And they might break that trust, and it might hurt even more, but don't give up, because someday you will find someone who will not break that trust, and trust me, it will worth it. It will be worth it. It's going to be worth it. Yeah. Alright, thanks for the question. Do we have one space for one more? Do you have a mentor in life that you've continuously looked up to? I've had mentors at work, and they're not like, it's not an official thing like, oh, you're my mentor now. Like, there's no awarding ceremony, but these mentors are very informal. They're very like, there's no need to put titles on them, but if you think about it, oh yeah, he has served as, or she has served as my mentor for the last couple of years, and I've learned so much from him or her. And that's how it is at work. In life, let me see. At work, definitely that is the case. In life, let me see, because I'm not a very social person, right? So I don't have a lot of people I talk with. Not as much as I want, at least. I haven't opened up with many people, and I think that's something I need to work on, like relationships. Aside from Mrs. Clumsy would be my closest mentor, but we are more like peers. Mentor would be more like someone who is ahead of you in the game, like a father figure or whatnot. For sure, my dad has taught me a lot, but I wouldn't say we are very different. So he has not been able to become my mentor so much. We have very different preferences, different careers, different way of living. But he has taught me a lot for sure. So he has become my mentor at one point or another. But yeah, I guess I don't have a mentor yet. It would be nice. It would be great to have one. But in the meantime, that's what's amazing about technology, about not even just technology, but even if you just stick to books, learn so much in books. That is why everyone should read. You can either read it, or you can like nowadays with technology, you can have audiobooks. You can consume knowledge in any media you like, audio, via books, via videos, everything you can imagine. I'm going to hit the barrier. I can't see, but I don't think so. Alright, there you go. But yes, that's why I love reading books, because I learn so much from them, and I don't need to being a very introverted guy, it's hard for me to just find someone, and make relationships. So until then, books teach me a whole lot of stuff, and this is where I get my, let's call it, tidbits of quote-unquote wisdom that I share with you guys as well. And hopefully I am able to share some of that to you as well, and somehow you resonate with that, because that feels amazing, being able to share something. Alright, let's go and deposit this one. Yeah, that's something that I think just started doing recently, like, I don't know, past 1 or 2 years, learning from books. Because before, I really enjoyed books, but more on the fictional level. Let's let's go to the nearest gas station because I want to do some more talking. All right, let's do that. So let's go and start the engine again. How's the fuel? Half tank. Okay, let's go and gas up. 7.2 mileage, not bad. So that's something that I recently just got into the habit of. And now when I tell you that, you might say, I don't need that. Like, that was my first impression. And this is something that I wish I listened to my brother. But I guess it was not my time yet during that time. So my brother is, I have a bigger brother. He's older than me by 6.5 years. And he always likes these self-help books, these non-fiction books that teach you, that help you out. And self-help is not a very good term for me. It doesn't sound very, how do you say, professional. It's like, why do you need help? Like, what? Nothing's wrong with me, so I don't need help. That's how I looked at it. But now I think they have a different term for it, and it's much better. It's like personal improvement. And that's always good, because you might not need help, but you can always improve. Yeah, that's how you word it. And before, I was thinking, like, I don't need self-help books. Like, I'm okay. I want to learn on my own. But like, through the years as I grew up, like, I've always enjoyed reading since I was like in high school. But I always read fiction, like sci-fi, fantasy books and whatnot. So stories. And books can really teach you a lot indirectly, but nothing teaches you more than really having a non-fiction book that has that as a topic. And that's only something I've started realizing maybe since last year, since my personal finance journey. Oh, what the heck is this guy doing? So as you guys might know, I started becoming interested in personal finance since last year. And is it last year or 2 years ago? But yeah, very recent. And I wanted to learn a lot, so I started reading books, non-fiction books, to learn more about how to manage my finances and make sure that I'm not just wasting away my income, my money. So with that, I started reading non-fiction books, and that's when I realized, like, wow, you can learn so much from these books. And it doesn't like, self-help, as I mentioned, has a very bad connotation. Like, why do you need help? If nothing's wrong with me, why do I need self-help books? But yeah, personal improvement is just so much better. In the marketing, you know, they should have named it that. So who doesn't want to improve, right? And you can always say, like, I want to learn things on my own. I want to improve on my own. But if you learn everything from scratch, you are wasting the human race's collective knowledge. Why will you, like, if you're refusing that advantage of learning from other people, you are basically reinventing the wheel each time. And if you're saying, I want to learn, experience things on my own, then you are missing out on a lot. Like, you are discarding the collective knowledge of what people have learned through the years of human existence. Yeah. And the only way that you can pick up from where people left off that were ahead of us is to read books and learn from what they know. And that's how we progress as a civilization, right? That's at least that's what I see from it. So that's when I realized, like, why am I, like, I should read these more. Like, I've learned so much since then in terms of, like, philosophy, in terms of my way of thinking, of how I approach problems. And it's just so invigorating, you know, learning from these mentors, these how do you call them, offline mentors. But yeah, it's just it's so cool learning. And if you're not the reading type, there are apps nowadays, so many apps, like there's no more excuse to not learn. Because there's this, I tried it out. I think I did not enjoy it so much, but there is a concept. If you're not fond of reading, and like, I just give me the cliff notes, just give me the summary of what the book is about or what it teaches. And if you just want the learnings, then there is like an app called what is it called, Blinkist. I think Blinkist is in blink, like the blinking of an eye, and put an IST at the end. Blinkist, India Sierra Tango. Blinkist. And that, it's a paid app. I think there's a subscription, but it basically collates all the books, the personal improvement books, and teaches you the takeaways. So you don't, like, you sift away, you remove the flavor text, so to speak, and stick to the core of the message. Now that's amazing for some people. For me, I have not tried it personally, but I kind of enjoy reading through the entire book, absorbing a book by its entirety, the flavor text and all, because sometimes with learning, it takes repetition to learn something. And if you just see something or hear about something once, it doesn't really stick, at least not for me. And I know there are like studies of how many times you have to hear something for you to absorb it. I don't have that statistic, but I do know that it doesn't take once. It requires repetitive stuff. So that's my view on Blinkist. Like, it's an amazing concept, but I'm not sure if I will learn, really, like absorb, if I just get the message outright. I think I have to be hammered with the knowledge so that I really absorb it. Man, is it just me, or are you loving this sky? Not too dark and very, very bright moon today, full moon. The werewolves must be about. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys. So I would highly recommend that you take a chance, start looking into personal improvement, no matter in what area you want to look at. Like, I don't know, if you want to be able to speak with people more, then get a book about speaking. If you want to learn more about finances, get a book about finance. Like, there's a book about everything. And start with the thing that you are not good at, or something that you would like to be good at, and just try it out. And do not judge it. Like, do not think of yourself as a less of a person just because you need the book. Everyone needs everyone needs to constantly grow and improve. And you can tie one arm behind your back and just experience it yourself, or you can refuse your advantage that way, give yourself a handicap, or you can, as I mentioned, learn collectively from all the people who've gone before you, and read books. And for me, I would definitely read books. I don't want to start from scratch. I want to progress. Right. Let's gas up, and then we'll end the episode. And I'll do a silent trucking video probably. I really love this truck. But you know what I love more is being able to pour my heart out like this. So thank you guys for giving me the opportunity. And if you're still here, thank you for listening, and hope that resonated with you somehow. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. Please leave a like, thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and share with your friends. Alright? Anyway, clumsy trucking, everybody. Have a nice day. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.